Illinois and Maryland here in this one with Maryland. Hey, with Maryland, are they a little bit? I don't know. Look, we like you feel good. Maryland, is uh, decent, right? And having they look pretty good. Good quarterback. We know with Talia, but um, have we overrated them? Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. It feels like kind of like we have um, given them just a little bit too much credit. Now they're taking Illinois, which not much is going right for Illinois either, and it's almost hard to want to consider them here. But now that we've reached this point where that 14 is there, yeah, I did see it touch 15, but it was also as low, reportedly as low as 12 or 12 and a half. But in general, I think 14 makes me want to come to the side of the Illini here, even against, Maryland. So Illinois so far can't sell you on this. They haven't covered a spread yet, but this this kind of feels like the spot for me here in this one. I'm going to have to play a little bit of defense in this one, and the total it reflects that there should be some defense in this game. The total uh, did go as high as 54 and is all the way down now to 51. I say all the way down. On the show, it opened 51 and a half, was bet up to 52 and a half, made it all the way up to 54, and just start to see the drop. So Nathan says, give me the turtle. Yeah, no, I'm going to be on an island here, it feels like. Taking Illinois in this one. I mean, they're just 2-4 straight up. Maryland's 5-1. They are, they're 5-1. They're 3-3 against the spread. Nathan says 35-20. That doesn't work for me, Nathan, but I respect you. And I'm not sure I can get very close. I said I was going to wait, try to play some games that I've had confident play, but I was looking at this and I said, well, I know what is going to happen in this game, I think. And, I'm on the total in this one. I'm sure as a premium here. But, man, do want to take Illinois here in this one, plus 14 points. I could almost give out the total and just say, here's my best play on this one. But just want to talk about Maryland and what I felt about them a little bit here moving forward with, what's really supposed to be maybe more of a more respected offense at this point. But look, I wasn't disappointed necessarily because of the Ohio State game, but I don't know. I was hoping for a little bit more from them in that game. So I think you look at offense. I mean, there's no question you got Maryland, across the board better. Illinois at least are decent with controlling their offense a little bit. I mean, they do complete 62% of their passes, and Illinois does have some pretty decent pass defense. I think that's what I'm banking on here. So I know you were saying you guys are maybe leaning over, but hopefully Illinois has enough pass defense to keep this one under wraps and make it a good game. I'm taking here the Illini, and I feel like the total is going to make my card this week. And hope that Illinois is turning around a little bit like I expect on defense. That's, in a way what I'm shooting for here. All right, let's see. They met 2 years ago, and it was 20-17. Maryland won that one as a 7.5 point favorite. And here at home, favored by 2 touchdowns. All right. Well, let's move into some exciting SEC action here with Texas A&M going up against Tennessee. This total's been sliding lower and lower, it seems like, from the get-go. It opened 58.5 when we were together on Sunday talking about those opening lines. And it has since moved all the way down here to 55.5. The line opened for one book reportedly went to as high as 7. That got shot down pretty quickly, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. I was worried at first, actually, but then I saw the movement. The 7 was a bit rogue. I mean, I don't think it was a market-wide 7. Maybe it went a little bit higher, but I mean, I've seen it look like mostly coming in on A&M here, and I want Tennessee. This is the spot where I want Tennessee. I think Tennessee can win this game by a touchdown. That'll be it's going to be my recommendation anyway in this game. Now, I can't maybe necessarily do it as a premium here. My ratings, I'm actually, kind of rolling with Tennessee here. My ratings have it actually, maybe better than this number, at least a little bit higher than 3.5 here. A&M's 4-2 straight up and against the numbers so far, and Tennessee, they are 4-1, of course, and 3-2 against the number. A&M off the game against Alabama. They failed in that one, but again, Alabama started to put it together a little bit. We were kind of in tune there in that one, but before that, win and cover against Arkansas, win and cover against Auburn. They look good, but against Alabama, it came crashing down a little bit. Now you're going up against a Tennessee team that, covered pretty handily against South Carolina. They drubbed San Antonio, who doesn't. And, of course, their only loss was the upset loss to Florida. So I've got Tennessee putting it back together here against A&M at home. Tennessee, usually has the edges offensively in passing. Let's see what it was. It was it was 3 years ago last time they met, so I'm not too concerned about that. Anything, you guys, on A&M and Tennessee here? No? Just leaving it to me to wrap them up here. Anyways, I like this move on the total, and boy, I have a hard time if it doesn't make my card this weekend. I'll just kind of hint at it now, but I'm going to take Tennessee here. Got them in a big effort here against A&M this Saturday. Guess that's how I can best describe it. Wake Forest at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech here, a 1-point favorite. Wake Forest was the one that they opened 3, and it's been bet all the way down here. Virginia Tech is now favored in this one. And, not a premium. I like Virginia Tech here, though. Maybe because of the move, and making them a favorite now, I'm not necessarily going to be going premium here on Virginia Tech. I do like them to beat Wake Forest at home in this game. So I'll take them here in this one. Right now, Tech 2-4 record, 3-3 against the numbers so far. should note Wake Forest 1-4 to the under. This one opened 47.5 and has been bet up a little bit here to 48.5. It did touch 49, but since had gone back down. So for me, I think in this one, let's see, they also have not played in several years. So uh, Virginia Tech have covered their last two games. Of course, they covered the 24 points against the Seminoles last week as a big underdog on the road, but they also remember drubbed Pittsburgh at home 38-21. They had a rough stretch. They lost and failed against Purdue, against Rutgers, against Marshall. But I'm going to be on Wake Forest here. Clemson, wasn't able to close out Wake necessarily as far as the spread. That's for sure. Wake did a nice job last week, but like I said, we probably saw that one coming again. And Wake also lost at home to Georgia Tech, 30-16. So I'm going to take Virginia Tech here. They are at -1. That's going to be my play here in this one. Thanks, Ray, for your selection on the Maryland game. Florida here and South Carolina. We'll do a couple more here with this one. We got South Carolina now favored by 2. That's pretty much been the opener was about 2. It did sneak up to 2.5. There was some serious buyback that brought Florida down at one book to 1 or 1.5. But still looking at South Carolina, just the slightest of favorites here. But this total opened 48.5 when we were on the show, and it was bet up to 54.5 while we were on on that first initial move. It's since been brought all the way back down to 51, and I'm not sure why, because I like the over in this game with Florida and South Carolina. Probably not overwhelming, not premium. Doesn't feel like a premium here necessarily to me, but I think we can get over 51 here. I'm not even sure right now who's going to win. I think the nature of the game might dictate this game to go over. And when you're dealing with a spread like this, you could land on some overtime, but not banking on that to get you to the over, especially with the new rules a little bit. Cut down those possessions. Nonetheless, my number was lower than the original or higher. I'm sorry, higher than the original, closer to that 54-ish that I saw. So I'm immediately when I saw that when we were on the air, I had concerns, but not now. At 51, I'm willing to go with it here as a play on the show. Maybe not necessarily, like I said, as a premium here, but for sure as a free play. All right. And I want to see if I could just get to, there we go. All right. Right now, Florida comes in averaging 27 points per game. South Carolina allowing 29 points per game. So I think Florida can, reach close to 4 touchdowns. They've got to get, 4 scores, I would think. If you look at the line, maybe you'd think maybe 3 for sure, but South Carolina averaging 27 points per game so far. Now, Florida's defense has been pretty good. They're allowing just 17 points per game, but at home, I expect South Carolina to perform better. And whether or not they win this game, I'm not sure. But I think for me, I want to take the over at this point. Last year, the Gators did score 38 points against them. The winner of this game has scored 38 points in 4 straight meetings, and these teams meet every year. So the total last year, South Carolina just couldn't get it going, but I expect them to do better offensively this year. They lost last year's game 38-6 as an 8-point dog. So that wasn't a great effort. But the year before that, they won 40-17, 57 points. Year before that, 62 points. Year before that, 65 points. Year before that, 66 points. Now, if South Carolina flubs it up here against Florida's decent defense, might not get there, but I think they do. I'm not too hip on Florida. Ray says take Florida. And, no doubt, it's more of a toss-up game right now with South Carolina actually the slight favorite. So South Carolina, they are, coming off a bad performance, certainly against Tennessee, losing by 21 points, getting 12 points, but they beat Ole Miss, they beat Mississippi State at home. Did not cover. Well, yeah, they did cover, actually. They were favored by 6 for the most part. I think I might have played 7 in that game. It was 37-30, trying to remember here, but they got the money against Georgia as a big dog. They got the money in a big win over Furman for Florida. They've only gone 2-4 so far against the spread. Sure, they drubbed Vanderbilt last week, but they lost by 19, remember, at Kentucky. So they also failed against Charlotte as a 4-touchdown favorite. All right, for me, I'm on the over here, 51, Florida and South Carolina. I think I just liked the play on this one, and I don't think I was going to give out a premium because the line had moved too far here. With Central Michigan and Akron, I would think I saw some sharp guys on Akron, but I don't know. I mean, Central Michigan is nearly a 2-touchdown favorite here, and I would think they could handle Akron in this one. But more so because I don't know if Akron's going to have very much success offensively here against Central Michigan. And my play that I'm going to have here on the show is going to be on the under. This total opened 47.5 on the Sunday show when we were going over the opening lines. It was immediately bet up to 48, but really didn't see much movement from there. However, since then, it's been a general push to the under here of late, all the way down here now to 45, and it could even trickle just a little bit lower, I think. So these, Akron's not very good. They're 1-5, also 1-5 against the spread, averaging just 16.5 points per game. Central Michigan does not have a good defense statistically, but I think they are just a team. They are a better team, and they're 3-3 overall. They are coming off a pair of spread losses. That Buffalo game last week where they ended up losing by 24 points on the road. And then before that, they lost at home against Eastern Michigan in a pretty big favorite role, similar to this, 9.5 points, and they only won by 3 points. But I don't know, it feels like Central Michigan, they should win. But I'm going to take the under here in this one after Central scored just 13 points last week. For Akron, they've scored just 14 points last week at home against Northern Illinois in a 41-point loss, and they also scored just 10 points against that Buffalo squad. They also had a 3-point performance at Kentucky. They were at Kentucky, so that wasn't going to work out. Central Michigan for Ray gives us a pick here. He'll lay 12 points. I think I might as well. And I'll just wait on it. I don't know. Or maybe I won't. Ray, you like it? All right. Ray likes it. I like it. I'll go Central Michigan and the under. Team Steam pick right there for Ray and I.